Hi, welcome to today's series where we're going to be working on building up the back body. Now, some people have the theory that in order to get your back nice and strong, you've got to be able to do a curve backward like a back bend. I'm here to tell you that that's not always the case. And we're going to be working through that in the next 15 or so minutes to show you how we can get a better movement through our back and keep our posture perfectly aligned. All right, so away we go. We're going to start into a position simply of all fours. So when we begin in all fours, we've got our hands under shoulders, knees underneath our pelvis. So this is really important, this beginning part, so that you can get your foundation good. So just holding the shape of the back like this is already starting to work the muscles because we're facing away from gravity. We're having to hold our body upright. If you go into a collapse of your shoulders or you're rounding in your back, well, then you're not getting the right benefit. So we're going to, again, find the alignment. So have a moment where you picture something balancing behind you, touching the back of the head, touching just between the shoulder line and then around the sacrum. So maintaining that balance nice and evenly, all you're going to do is send one arm sideways. So trying not to change the orientation of your spine and bring the arm under, and then switch to the other side. So with those balancing points, if you had something that was pretty precious, it could be a drink, it could be a diamond or something balancing on those 3 points. You want to keep that setting where it is as you alternate from one side to the other. So by doing this, you should hopefully not only feel things happening in the back of you, but a lot of things happening underneath you, kind of like a sling supporting under your body. And then pausing here, we're going to keep those balancing points and we're going to send ourselves out into a leg stretch. So reaching a leg away from you and then just pause with the leg out on a horizontal line. So you don't want to go up where you start to bend in your lower back and then pulling your knee back underneath and switch to the other side. So that same image that we had with our 3 balancing gems, we want to keep them on the back of our body as you alternate sides. Now, the truth is, as you switch sides, there's going to be a weight distribution more to one side of your body. But what you don't want is to see that distribution excessively. So you don't want to swing your hips out to the side. You want to feel like you've got some connection to the opposite hand to knee on the ground that's keeping you balanced. And then one more time to each side as we lengthen through the leg. Again, watch how high that leg goes. It's not meant to go high and cause movement in your spine, only through the hip joint at this moment. All right, so now we're going to combine the two, which is different to our arm going forward. So again, you're going to send an arm to the side. The opposite leg is going to reach behind and then bringing it back. So not only are these moves great for your body, but your brain is having to get involved in the sequence right now because, as I said, if you've done these moves with me before, we're used to taking our arm forward. So the brain is now having to figure out, hang on, something's different. But the integration of our muscles, changing things up, really good for how we build different strengths in the system. We're going to go for another one to each side, and again, keeping the height of the body as level as possible, and then bringing yourself all the way back down. From here, we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to just draw ourselves back towards our feet. And again, can you do this without rounding through your spine? And then coming forward again towards your hands. I like to keep my feet in the flexed position because that's really stretching out the toe joints, which we need for walking. But if this is too cumbersome for you, you can always have your feet flat, so tops of the feet low to the ground. It still works. So whatever is working best in your system and body. So we're going to do that one more time and then coming towards the front side. Keep your toes now in the tuck position, and we're going to hover the knees away from the ground and then lowering them back down. And again, lift and lower. So in order to lift your legs, of course, someone's going to say, I need core support. Of course you do, but you need a strong back body to be able to lift these legs away from the ground and maintain your position up in space. Last one, we're going to take a lift and hold the hover, and only the leg is going to move backwards. So you're going to stretch the leg away and then pull it in, and then stretch the leg away and pull it in. So we're alternating our sides over. This becomes a lot more strenuous. So remember, if you need to, you can always drop those knees back down onto the floor. One more time each side, and then bringing yourself all the way down and taking a rest. So just giving your wrists a little bit of a roll out. And from here, we're going to go onto our side position. So from this shape, we are onto a forearm, and having that elbow close underneath your underarm is our setup. So feel like you're making a triangle: short side, long side, and base side. So in this position, we're going to send our arm all the way over. And as you do, we're going to go into a nice big side reach of the body, creating a nice rainbow arc, and then bringing yourself back to your start. So as we create this gentle stretching in our spine, you might be thinking, how's that going to help me in going into an extended position through my back or strengthening my back muscles? Well, in order for all of these things to work, we need to have full range of movement available in all ranges. So going for another 2 and another 1. And then from here, we're going to add in a little twist. So you're going to take your hand and thread it through toward the back, and then coming forward and raise your arm up. And again, sending yourself through. So gentle twist, not overly working through this. You don't want to feel like you're going to break your spine. You're just seeing what's accessible. You might even feel a little bit of a shoulder stretch. The important thing is the turning of your body, not the lengthening of your arm underneath you. One more time as we take it through. I keep banging my nail onto my mat, and then bringing yourself out. So we'll switch sides over. So again, setting yourself up so that you've got your elbow underneath your underarm, and then just finding that triangular shape. So really feeling strong through the top of the shoulder and not bunching up at the neck area. Send your top arm up and over, create that nice big opening rib fan, and then bringing it back down. And again, sending it over and bringing it forward. Yes, you fit perfectly here, don't you? And stretch. And again, the arm length is important, but really holding the arm inside of the shoulder joint is even more important. And one more time as we reach across, create that big bend in your body, and then return. We're going to take it into our twist, so threading your arm through the gap, gently turning to look back, and then raising your arm back up toward the ceiling. And again, little threading of your body through and back to your start. We've got 3 more of these as you just create a feeling of difference now, maybe between the 2 sides. So awareness is always key to what we're doing, so that you can notice if things are different and if you want to change them. Sometimes we don't want to change how we're feeling. And, you know, I always lose count. So we're just going to say 1 more because why not? And then returning back up again. All right, so from here, I'm going to spin around so you can see from the back angle. What we're going to do is a lacing of our fingers. So I find this one the simplest way to do it. So we're just going to send the arms out and away, moving them behind your body, and then returning them in. So if I did that in a sideways position again, you're going to send the arms back, and as you do, the shoulders wrap around, the chest bone pushes forward. So you're already in an extension of your spine just by naturally taking your arms back and then releasing them down. And again, sending the arms away and bringing them back. So we'll do 2 more of them as we just get this beautiful opening across the front of the chest. And feeling that chest bone, like I said, sort of pushing forward, almost like it was a trampoline bouncing forward and coming back. All right, so from here, we're going to take a lie down onto our back body and coming into most people's favorite, which is a bridge. Again, you're going to think, why on earth or how on earth is this helping me? I'll explain. So we've got the feet staying in line with the sit bones, and then we're going to send our hips up towards the ceiling. Remember your choice of a rolling bridge or a lifting hovering bridge. And then from there, we're going to send the arms over and behind, keep the arms just off the ground, and start to roll the body down toward the floor, and then return the arms back towards your side again. So by doing this movement, we're employing the back line of our muscles. And coming down, we're creating lengthening through those muscles. So again, if you are struggling ever to come up away from the floor into the back bend or the spine extension, by mobilizing all these joints in all their different ranges is going to assist you rather than just trying to hinge in through one area of your body. So we've got 2 more of these bridges. Nice simple movement. You know, movement is not complicated. Just doing these small ranges of movement, few repetitions at a time, will make such an improvement to you. And then on this next one, I'm just going to stay and lift, and then send the arms over and behind, and then bring one arm down toward the floor. So you've got opposite arms backward and forward, and then slice them past each other. So keeping the tone of your body lifted, and then moving through the arm arc motion. So as we're doing this, we're keeping as steady as possible. Remember how we began in all fours? We want to feel like we're keeping the trunk very still as we allow for movement through the arm organization. And then one more time, bringing both arms back overhead, and then rolling your spine toward the mat again, and then lowering your arms toward your side. All right, so we're about to hit our finale movement. So we're going to come over onto your front. So lying onto the front position, and we're going to do a few of these before we make it to the full version. So to begin with, we're going to have our arms at a right angle shape and nose just off the mat. We're going to begin to press the head up toward the ceiling. Don't even think of rolling backward in your spine, just pushing the head up as though you wanted to push the ceiling away from you, and then lowering your nose toward the mat again. And again, feeling as though there was something on the back of the head and you were just going to push the weight of the head up and away, and then lowering yourself down. We'll do one more with that intention and feeling. So as you're pushing up, you will notice there's a bit of, not effort, but support from your arms to make you feel like you're wanting to push up that little bit higher. So from here, we're going to attach our hands to the forehead and front. And this becomes a little more challenging as you do the same action. So pushing the back of the head away from the floor, and the arms are lifting with you and then coming down. Now, because we no longer have support from the arms, you're going to notice this is a lot more work for those back muscles. Again, I'm not asking you to do the back bendy shape. I just want you to feel like maybe your hands are pushing your forehead up and your forehead is being pushed towards the back of the head and the head is going to the ceiling. So whatever images seem to work for you, if it feels heavy, try make a light feeling. Now, take the hands to the back of the head. Lace your fingers around the back of the skull, and then as you lift your head up, aim those elbow tips slightly forward and then lowering down. So this is a better position for you than trying to wing the elbows out to the side. You'll begin to squeeze through the shoulders if you wing your elbows. And again, you'll feel the tone in the muscles changing with every position we do in this variation. Finally, we're going to pull the arms all the way down to your side, and we're going to again come up with the chest lifting and the head lifting, and then lengthening the arms all the way to the back wall, and then bringing your body towards the front. And again, 2 more like that, just leading the chest and head up away from the ground, reaching the arms back and returning to the mat. This is our last and final one in this variation as we bring our body height up and then lowering down. Now, maybe that's all you need to do, and that's quite okay. But really, here we go for the full version as we bring our hands close towards us, underneath our shoulder tips, elbows facing toward the ceiling, but not overly so your shoulders are rolled down. So a nice broad position through your collars. Begin again with that feeling of the head lifting up. Now use your eyes to follow forward to the front of the mat, and then pressing yourself up. You don't even have to straighten your arms here. And then lowering yourself down towards the mat. Think of this like your bridging action. So as you come up, you're peeling the front of the ribs away from the floor. There's light weight in your hands, and then you apply pressure into your hands as you bring your body up away from the mat surface. Lowering yourself down with smooth control will bring into those arm muscles that we started to work with earlier. And then one more time as we bring our body height up, smooth space between your ears, your shoulders, and then lowering yourself all the way back down towards the mat surface. And then pushing yourself back towards your feet. Bring your knees to tuck in underneath you. Go into a rounded shape. So after the arch shape, you want to just reverse the curve, and you can rest your hands down. You can do fist on top of fist, and just enjoy a little bit of quiet time for the back of the body. Take a good breath in and out. And then it is time, apparently, for us to end. So I hope you enjoyed that series. It was just a nice full body movement integration, working on the emphasis of our back body strengthening. And let me know in the comments below if it makes your back bending feel better or just helping your posture stay a little bit more buoyant and upright. Have a great day. We'll see you again soon.